Whoa! This is just, whoa! Oh my god, no! So today we will focus on comparing a couple of different cars and also, if available, different sets of tires to do one full hot lap in Catalonia. The goal is mainly to compare the different performances, but we're not really focusing that much on the straight line performance. I'm more interested in the cornering speeds that we will get out of it. All the cars that I'm using are the standard cars from Assetto Corsa, so everybody has them and you can do the same tryout yourself, even with a couple of different cars. I think it is a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into it. And off we go. So first we're using a BMW M4 on street tires. And it is always the first tryout, so I'm gonna brake really early with this one because I don't exactly know how much space I need. Yeah, it could have been a bit later, I think, tiny little bit sideways on the exit, and again, yeah, it's super slippery on the street tires, but it is a lot of fun. That's, I think, how I enjoy cars probably the most. That is funny. That is very, very funny. Let's see what we can do with this car. On the M4 we also have semi-slicks to choose. So we will do the second lap with semi-slicks before we move on to the next car. That's just awesome. I mean, this is so easy. You have to brake really early, that's the only thing to consider. But other than that, it is super easy to handle because you don't have that much grip. So you can play a lot within the margin that you have before it really starts spinning. We could go sideways a lot more, but I don't want to lose too much time. Here it will be interesting. I don't know where to brake. That was... I thought it was too early, but in fact it might have been a little bit late. Could have done a better job there, but it doesn't matter. We are more interested in cornering speeds. Not if I mess it up like this, but we have one lap only for each car that we use. No time to adjust myself to the car, no time to get familiar with braking distances or anything. Really just go one lap, try to get the most out of it. That wasn't too bad, I think. And we did a 215.3. Okay. And again we go with the BMW M4, this time on semi-slicks. Let's see how much faster this will be. Braking a little bit later this time. It feels so much different already. It still goes sideways if you provoke it, but it is more stable overall. And it kind of just feels more planted. Totally different story already. And to be honest, because it still goes sideways fairly easily, I might prefer the semi-slicks on this one. I thought it will be maybe too sticky, you know? I prefer cars that can do a little bit of drifting in the standard setup. I'm not doing the best job. Right, this is always an interesting corner. Much better, and I think I had pretty much the same braking point. And across the line. That is already 5 seconds. Oh my god. That is, I didn't expect such a big difference. To be honest, 5 seconds is a lot. Next up, 911 GT3 RS. And I can already tell you this feels a lot different. I really like it. I haven't driven it in a while, but I love this car. There's only one reason why I don't drive it more often. And that is because in Assetto Corsa, this is not a manual, and I don't even know if like in this year they had a manual of this, but I usually prefer manual cars, so I don't use it that much. The grip level, however, is fantastic. Traction control is off, and still, usually it doesn't go sideways, other than maybe on the brakes if I am too late on the brakes. Second gear also a little bit. Third gear, full throttle out of the corner, nothing. It's just so much grip, and yes, partly it's down to the tires. In Assetto Corsa they call them Hypercar Road for the 911 GT3 RS. I think they probably are comparable to like semi-slicks that we used in the M4 earlier on, but then also the 911 GT3 has wider tires, so overall we have way more grip. The rear-mounted engine also helps, especially accelerating out of the corner, and somehow they managed it in a way that it doesn't really understeer much, even though there isn't much weight in the front. It's just brilliant. It's just really, really good. It's so precise, this car. Obviously you can toy around with it. We don't need a perfect lap, we just need a somewhat comparable lap, and I think this one will do. And we lost another 6 seconds. Awesome, really awesome. Let's move on. Next up, we use a Huracan GT3, so we are entering the world of full-on race cars. I'm using soft slicks, and I'm gonna try to brake just before the 100 meters mark. That was maybe a little bit late. Maybe I overestimated the grip level, but no, I think I didn't. Oh my god. Yeah, this is different. This is very, very different. It is not comparable to any road car, I think. I left traction control on I think setting 2 or something, because I know that these cars, once they go sideways, there's not much that I can do about it. They will spin, usually. At least for me. I mean, there are occasions maybe where I can catch them a little bit, but generally, no. They are made for grip, not for drifts. Yeah, and you can probably tell by now that I don't have a lot of experience with these cars. Should I go again on 100 meters? This could go so much faster, I think. Definitely not the limit of what the car could do. Also, I don't adjust anything at the wings or suspension. I use them out of the box, let's say, just the way you get them in Assetto Corsa. And on this one I only changed one setting, that was slicks from medium to soft, and traction control is on 2 instead of I think 3 when you started, but I'm not even sure about that. And we go with we just lost 10 seconds to the GT3 RS. That is a lot. Next up, the Ferrari SF70H. Yes, this is a Formula 1 car from 2017, and oh my god. Oh my god, what? That's like driving in time lapse or something. That's so unreal. What is happening? The brakes and everything. This is just, whoa. Oh my God, no. Okay, I have to try this again. This is insane. Traction control is actually on, but it looks like I still can spin it if I want to. I didn't even try. It really just spun out, to be honest. Okay, let's try again. And here we go again. This is so sick. I'm trying to brake a little bit later even now that I saw like this car. Basically now it's not the first lap anymore, I know, but I mean I did crash it, so I have to try again. I can't continue driving with a broken front spoiler and everything. This is so crazy. I could brake even a little bit later than here. This is just like, it's difficult to get into my head, you know? How much grip it has, especially on the brakes. I mean, cornering as well. I'm so looking forward to compare the speeds in editing because this feels like, it feels like the video is sped up or something, you know? Even for me sitting here, it's like my brain's barely processing fast enough what's happening. Actually, I'm doing a pretty poor job at it anyway, but whoa! This is, I really have to focus. If I talk too much, I can't really focus enough, I think. Oh, what's that gonna be? And 133. What did we have before? 154, I think. So we lost like 21 seconds. That's just beautiful halo. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Also in VR, I have to say, the cockpit feels claustrophobic, to be honest. Like it's literally like this wide, you know? And what's that? That's not a fun driving position. Like, how are they doing it? Damn, I love VR. It's just really brilliant. I think I have to do a lap on the Nordschleife with this one. Just for fun. But maybe I can put traction control on a higher level so it won't spin that easily, because that's really scary. It just turns around like super quick. So that was interesting. Seriously, those were some results that I did not expect. I've never done it. I've played Assetto Corsa for a couple of years now, but I've never really done this kind of comparison. And for me, it was super interesting to see the differences. Also on the BMW M4 between the street tires and the semi-slicks, I think it's really nice to see what it can do. But once you get into race car territory, this is just another level. And then imagine we lose 10 seconds from the GT3 RS to a GT3 race car, although probably we could lose more if we had somebody that like takes a couple of laps and, you know, you get familiar with the car and everything. But still, that is roughly 10 seconds. Let's say maybe it's more than that, like 15 or 12 or something, because my lap with the GT3, also with the RS, with the 911, also was not a perfect lap. So maybe they are somewhat comparable. And then you lose more than 20 seconds from a GT3 race car to the Formula One. That's how crazy the Formula One is. That's just, it's so different. The speeds that it can do is just insane through corners. Unbelievable, unbelievable. I really enjoyed it a lot to do this comparison. Also, I always thought that I am not much into race cars in games, but I might be into Formula One a little. That's how weird it feels. It's just, it's like driving Mario Kart or something, you know what I mean? Like it's unrealistically fast. And that's kind of enjoyable in a weird way, especially in VR. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. This was so awesome. And I hope I see you next time. You saw me fail again, so maybe you come back to see me fail again. And again, and again, and again. Yeah, that's me. Welcome to my world. Enjoy.